Howdy. We have to talk about Finnish copper once again. That's the playlist, and it has been growing, obviously. Now there's already 16 videos, so it's not a hexology anymore. But I don't know what 16 means in. Is it Greek? But anyway, the flames shoot up to heaven, telluric currents, GIC, geomagnetically induced currents, microwaves and dragons. This is one of the videos which could be rather relevant to the whole thing. But actually, they're all very relevant. But in this video, I talk about telluric currents. I talk about geomagnetically induced currents. I also talk and show you my paper I wrote some time ago. Because there is quite a lot of talk about copper. Beside other pictures, there is this map. Which is a surface conductivity anomaly in Scandinavia. And here on the bottom you can see plasma rocks, but which is not visible in the pictures, but there it says copper mine. So there are two copper mines side by side, basically. And I also recommend you to take a look at that paper, EPMC, real or not real. PMC tables to correct eyes and quickly answer difference in cosmologies. Plasma electromagnetic cosmology, the standard model for the 21st century. This paper is to help people who are confused about the chronology and primacy of cosmological frameworks, but are seeing how Heroni, GWST, ARP, LHC, and Gaia DR2 are constraining SMBBC. Anyway, I really recommend you to check this out. There is a whole lot of knowledge in this paper, and it might take some time for someone who has never heard about what I talk to get their head wrapped around that. But the thing is, I guess you could call it some kind of a success. That, as we scroll down, appendix, understanding the EPMC in context. Of its extensions. Electrogeometrology, EGM, is next level empiricism. And this one, the last one here, is the paper I just showed you, my paper. You know, and it's listed here in the same list, besides people like Peter Mongenchop, Andrew Hall, Michael Steinbacher, and Hawthorne, and Billy Elverton. This is something very amazing. So, you can click there and you get the paper, and there's like so much knowledge. But I'm surprised that I'm listed amongst the same people here. That's amazing. That's really amazing. But I will put a link to this paper also in the description box below. But now let's go a little bit further on to the copper thing. So this is just some random page I found about copper. I have no idea 1 Monroe or whatever that is. Why copper is used to make electrical wires? Copper is used in a variety of applications, one of which is electrical wires. Whether it's a power cable for a TV, computer, kitchen appliance, or a construction tool, it's probably made of copper. Featuring the atomic number 29, this red-brown metal has become essential to our everyday life by helping power countless devices. But copper isn't the only material that can transmit electricity, so why it is preferred for creating electrical wires. High conductivity. High conductivity. Surpassed only by silver. Copper is a highly conductive material. This means electricity can pass through it with greater ease, making it ideal for use in electrical wires. Companies can use other conductive metals to create electrical wires. Unless they use silver, though, the higher conductivity properties of copper allow for a greater distance of electrical current travel. Companies can create longer, better performing electrical wires using copper instead of most other conductive metals. And as I mentioned before, the geomagnetically induced currents. Sorry for butchering this word, geomagnetically induced currents. But for some reason it's very, very difficult to say it for me, which is very interesting. But anyway, the Carrington event was the most intense geomagnetic storm in recorded history. And we are just watching some 150 years back, it's not too long. Peaking from 1st to 2nd September 1859 during solar cycle 10, it created strong auroral displays that were reported globally and caused sparking and even fires in multiple telegraph stations. The geomagnetic storm was most likely the result of a coronal mass ejection from the Sun colliding with Earth's magnetosphere. We have to go down here a little bit. Where was it? Telegraphs. Because of the geomagnetically induced current from the electromagnetic field, telegraph systems all over Europe and North America failed, in some cases giving their operators electric shocks. Telegraph pylons threw sparks. Some operators were able to continue to send and receive messages despite having disconnected their power supplies. The following conversation occurred between two operators of the American telegraph line between Boston, Massachusetts and Portland, Maine. On the night of 2nd September 1859, reported in the Boston Evening Traveler. Boston operator to Portland operator, please cut off your battery power source entirely for 15 minutes. Portland operator, will do so, it is now disconnected. Boston, mine is disconnected and we are working with the auroral current. How do you receive my writing? Portland, better than with our batteries on. Current comes and goes gradually. Boston, my current is very strong at times and we can work better without the batteries, as the aurora seems to neutralize and augment our batteries alternately, making current too strong at times for our relay magnets. Suppose we work without batteries while we are affected by this trouble. Very well. Shall I go ahead with business? Yes, go ahead. The conversation was carried on for around 2 hours using no battery power at all, and working solely with the current induced by the aurora. The first time on record that more than a word or two was transmitted in such manner. So, I have been talking about nuclear power plants in Sweden and Finland and elsewhere. Switzerland, Russia, maybe France. And I have been talking about also these kind of places where they are putting the nuclear waste forever, this end storage facility. And just, I wasn't supposed to make any video or something. But I just stumbled across this news, which I will show you. There is a video because it's a news channel. Like this kind of mainstream stuff you get. And they are putting nuclear waste in copper containers and bury it beneath the ground. And if you think about what I just showed you, the surface conductivity anomaly, the copper mines, my experiments with microwaving stones, like copper ore, for example, and others, which uses only a microwave, which is in a way a small scale geomagnetic induced current, since we are just talking about a pebble and just basic microwave oven. It is not a laboratory which costs millions of dollars or whatsoever, no. It's an old microwave, which would be for most people trash because it's old, it's dirty, you don't do anything with that. We have to get a new one, a better one. So, you probably remember what happened to the stones. If you don't, let's have a quick look. Now let's just have a quick look to from that video. Top of it. Here something and here. And it turned also red. Because it was yellow. Because it contains sulfur. So I was putting it again into the microwave. Obviously you can see it's now cooled down. That's the back side of it. So it has cracked in many places. Because it's growing. There's stuff coming out of that stone. And I was putting it into the microwave. And basically the only thing I was surprised about this was how quick the reaction started. And check it out. What happened? Put your volume up. Because you have to understand, the dragons, they are very loud. Maybe there's some gold or something. Doing some alchemy at home. Yeah, this started very quickly after I put it into the microwave. Remember? And the flames shoot up to heaven. So obviously, electromagnetic currents can do stuff to rocks. And that's not a copper ore. That's just a random pebble I found. And nonetheless, there's stuff going on. So now let's have a quick look at what I found today. Or it found me. Finland inside the world's first nuclear graveyard. France 24. A vast network of tunnels 400 meters down the ground that has been under construction for nearly 20 years will soon begin operating as the world's first spent nuclear fuel disposal facility, locking away radioactive uranium deep beneath Earth's surface for thousands of years. It is hoped that the Onkalo facility in Finland will provide a solution to the problem of how to safely store the world's nuclear waste. The world's nuclear waste. Are they thinking that everybody brings their stuff there? There is a video, because that's a news channel. So I don't know if those people are aware of cycles of the sun, 400 years, 6,000, 12,000, whatever cycles and stuff like that. About the ancient tales of the auroras touching the ground and other rather intense things. But now let's have a look at the video. I hope this is working. Yes, let's hope so.
Onkaloni on maailman ensimmäinen käytetyn ydinpolttoaineen loppusijoituslaitos, mitä nyt ollaan viimeistelemässä ja valmistautumassa käyttövaiheeseen.
One thing I have to point out. We have water. There has been some news that it's leaking. They don't know exactly from where the water is coming and stuff like that. But what a surprise that there is water down there. Sorry. I still have to go back a bit. The uranium will be encased in thick copper shells before being buried in the ground. Some minutes ago it came across, or there was a little thought which came across, and I thought that, do they do it on purpose? Do they hope that whatever geomagnetically induced current would burn the uranium because it is in copper? That's why they put it in copper. I don't know.
Meillä on tarkoitus, että vuoden 2024 alussa niin meillä on valmius yhteistoimintakokeeseen, mikä tarkoittaa, että testataan tuotantolaitteella tätä loppusijoitusjärjestelmää. Ja sen jälkeen sitten pikkuhiljaa, kun me on itse todettu se valmius, niin voidaan siirtyä sitten 2020-luvun puolivälissä niin varsinaiseen käyttövaiheeseen.
Yes, it is hoped. I don't know. Let me show you just one last thing. And for this we go back to this video. Olkiluoto, or this end storage facility, is somewhere here. I need another color. Somewhere here. Within the surface conductivity anomaly of Scandinavia. And they're gonna use thick copper shells and put a metal grid around them. Yeah. It is hoped that it works. The experts say. But I'm not an expert, I'm just some random dude thinking about stuff. And I leave it up to you to make your own conclusions, thoughts, and whatsoever they're gonna be in this video. So many links and other knowledge where you can make research for a very long time. There will be very much material attached to this video, so I really hope that you make use of that. And don't take me for my word. This is just what I think about the whole thing and why I think that's maybe a big thing to talk about, because I don't know. This doesn't really. I don't know. When they say them by themselves that it's hoped that it's working or it's gonna work, that you know. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'll leave it here. Thanks.